Good morning, friends. I was counseling one of the students in Chennai yesterday, and the parent asked me a very interesting question. That is, which board one should go for. The child has finished his grade 6 and was moving to grade 7. So this, inspired me to put this video for benefit of a lot of parents who wish to understand the difference between various boards. I see a lot of counselors pan India based on certain tests or based on DMIT assigning certain boards to children. I think that's not the right way to assign a board or prescribe a board to the child. The most important thing which one needs to understand as a parent or a child is board is to do more with the teaching methodology or the teaching techniques, and we should look which particular type of teaching technique which suit the learning methodology of my child. Based on that, a board should be assigned. So I will quickly explain you the difference between all 5 primary boards available in India. Based on that, it will become helpful for the parents and children to decide which is the right board for a particular child. There are 5 types of boards available in India. First, we have the state boards, which have schools particularly affiliated to those boards in that particular state only. Then we have CBSE, which is the Central Board of Secondary Education, based out of Delhi, which is under the purview of what we call NCERT. Then we have the Indian School Certificate Examination, ICSE. Then in 11th, 12th, it becomes ISC. Fourth board we have is the Cambridge board, which is also known as IGCSE. And the fifth one is the IB, which is the international board, popularly known as, but it is the international baccalaureate, where you get the diploma program. Now, what is the primary difference between all these 5 boards? The first thing is that state boards are boards which are very traditionally based on lot of rote learning. So the Indian boards, which are the state boards, CBSE and ICSE, make more sense for the students who look forward for doing their undergraduation in India. And for post graduation, both options, whether it is in India or abroad, is open to those students. But the students who go through the either Cambridge board or the international board are taught or groomed more in line with the education system which is not prevalent in India. So these children, although from the eligibility viewpoint, do not have any problem in getting into any university or course in India, but the method of learning which these children adopt or which these children go through in their schooling is different from what they get to expose themselves in the graduation or the post graduation. So it might become a little tricky for these children to get adjusted to Indian education system at the graduation and the post graduation level. So what is the primary difference between these 2 boards? International board, that is the IP or the IGCSE, are more project based or more practical oriented boards, where the children are allowed to first choose subjects of their choice. Second, they go deep into the subjects of their choice. Third, they do a lot of projects, presentations, research related to the subjects which they have taken. Wherein, if I look at Indian boards, whether it is state boards, CBSE or ICSE, they have a very structured process. They have fixed subjects which every student is expected to take. Primarily 4. They have mathematics, they have sciences, they have social sciences, and they have languages. And based on these 4 areas, the child learns all 4 areas till grade 10. After grade 10, the child is allowed to take one set of courses, whether it is related to science or it is related to commercial studies or it is more related to humanities. So if a child is looking forward to continue education in India and give national level competitive exams, whether it is JEE for engineering, NEET for medicine, or for that matter any other entrance exam related to law, business management, hotel management, liberal arts, mass communication, and so on, those all exams are fundamentally based on NCERT. Therefore, it makes a lot of difference if a child has studied in an Indian board, will become more, I would say, tuned to giving national level entrance exams like the ones I mentioned. Wherein if a child has studied in any of the Cambridge or the international board, his pedagogy or the learning may not be in line with what is expected by the entrance exams. So if the child wants to do engineering or medicine in India, then international board or IGCSE board may not be a very good choice. As I said earlier, although from the eligibility viewpoint there is no difference at all whether a child graduates or passes grade 12 from IB board or IGCSE board is equally eligible to appear for any of the national level competitive exams related to fields across board. So in nutshell, if my child is more rote learner, more visual learner, then an Indian board is something which is going to make more sense. Out of the three Indian boards, Cambridge board focus, the state boards focus primarily on rote learning. CBSE is a decent mixture of rote learning and practical application, and ICSE is a little more on practical application, relatively less on rote learning. Wherein the international boards, which is IGCSE and IB, they are primarily focusing or grooming the child to learn through doing. So any child who is a kinesthetic learner is the child who would do right in the international board and will not adjust that well in the Indian boards. Another thing which needs to be very clear to the parent is that international board or a Cambridge board is most suitable to the candidate who more or less is clear that he or she wants to pursue higher education not in India but a country outside India. So his grooming in the school will be more favorable to the type of learning environment which he will or she will face in a foreign country. So I hope this video will help a lot of parents in choosing the right board for the child. To sum up once again, if the child is more rote oriented child, more visual learner, then the child should prefer Indian board. If the child is more practical learner, more project based learner, then the child must prefer an international board. Thank you so much. If you have any doubts, you can post it in the comments below, or you can visit my website www.mohitmangal.com. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions or solve your queries. God bless you. Have a great day.